You are watching Surrounded by Sports, the podcast hosted by Kevin Perkins. This show emphasizes how sports and life intersect while showcasing the Gulf Coast. And now, Surrounded by Sports.
Hey, welcome to Surrounded by Sports. I am here at Lighthouse College with Coach Dave Wilson.
Yeah, how
Long
you doing,
time.
man?
Oh man, I'm good. I am so good. I am glad to be over here. You called me. You said, "Hey, I've done a lot of work on the field. I got a lot of things going on. Let's get together and talk." I do your PA here for your ball games,
Yes, you
so
do.
I'm glad to be over here and be a part of what you're doing, a small part of what you're doing. And let's talk about what you did, because the field, when I was here last year, everything I'm looking at was sand.
Yes, exactly.
Like the ball could hit and stop on a punt.
You know, we had just come out of having two different teams on this field. You know, we had the high school team, we had our team, and you know, it just ends up being too much. And then there'd be soccer on it and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, we made some changes. Now, we didn't just get rid of high school football because of the field.
Right.
There were some other problems and some culture questions that we were addressing. And
Right.
so, you know, we excuse me, we decided, okay, it's time for us to take a break, and this field needs a break. And so that's why we shut down high school football for next season.
You're talking about Lighthouse High School?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And so now then, it's just us out here on it.
Right.
And, you know, my guys will tell you, I make them spend more time over there in what we call the bus cemetery area.
Shut that bus cemetery. Okay, yeah.
But we start practice over there.
Right.
Then we finish here. And
You're actually getting on this now?
we did get on it actually last Friday a little bit. And now then we'll increase that. Our guys come in, they work out on Fridays. It's a voluntary thing. And come in here and just getting prepared for the season. So.
Right. Tell me if.
Yeah.
You said who helped you with this field?
Max Siebert, an old friend of yours.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
Atlanta
Max
Braves
Siebert.
and,
Well-
and the whole thing with him.
Max Siebert was the A1 starter on the national championship team at Tate High School.
Now they sprayed
Yeah,
for
he's a
him.
fantastic
Exactly.
player. He's
No
a
doubt.
longtime scout. I didn't know.
Yeah.
This is when I found out he did grass.
Yeah.
Not that
Well,
kind of grass.
Yeah. No, the green stuff down
Yeah.
here. And
Just to be clear.
well, I've known Mac for a long time, and
Yeah.
and I know the work he does with these things is phenomenal. I mean,
Right.
Tate High School field is
Yeah.
something that, you know, pros could play on.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, I got together with him, started talking. We went through a period of, do we put down artificial turf or not?
Right. What made you decide to stay with this?
Well, two things. First being money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
it's,
turf can be cheap long road, but it's real
well,
price heavy right out the chute.
It's $900,000 to lay this field out here.
That's
if
what I
you
meant by
wanna
price
do
heavy.
that. You know, so we said, you know, it just going to take some work.
Right.
So
Right.
then I hooked up with Mac, and we've spread 500 pounds of fertilizer out here. He sprayed for ants and mole crickets and all that kind of thing. And
Right.
it has spread tremendously. I'm cutting it 2 days a week now, and you know, it's going to be really
Yeah, by the time we get to,
Right.
because it's the way you're treating it, the fact that it's hot in July and August isn't going
Right.
to hurt you. This is going to be even way better come kickoff on August 28th or something, right?
It's something like that.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
our first two games are actually away now.
Yeah. So, okay, so you don't need to
because
get in here for a little while.
Yeah, we
Okay.
go to Clayton State and then first and open up with them, and then we come back with Jacksonville in Tallahassee. I got to give my old friend Bill Reagan's a little shout out.
Childs.
At Childs High School.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to play a classic there against Jacksonville, and then we'll come home here just to start our home season.
Now, to clarify though, the first game is against
Clayton State.
And you played them for the title last
We
year.
played them for the title. Had it not been for a kickoff return and a late fumble, scoop, and score, You know, we're right there. We're ahead during the game, but
Yeah.
you know, it's the way football goes. But,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so-
Well, but also, then you're doing this Jacksonville thing, and you're going to try to make that a yearly thing where you guys meet in the middle, almost like a Florida Georgia thing.
Absolutely.
Get to it.
And we got a huge trophy. I mean, one of them big, huge trophies and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
so,
right.
you know, just to create some more
Buzz.
Yeah, buzz around. We're the newest college in the state of Florida to start football.
Right.
So we're going into our third season.
Yeah.
Now, some other ones now are starting to start their programs as well.
Right.
And so, you know, we're moving forward with everything.
Right.
And as we've said before, we're fully accredited right now. All right. The only thing that we're holding up on right now is bureaucrats with the Department of Education that are not sending us our number yet.
Right.
So everybody can go strictly to Lighthouse Christian College.
Right.
And not just athletes.
Right. Not just athletes. Right. A full, because it's funny that you say that, because about 3 years ago when I think you were here right out the chute, right?
Yeah.
I mentioned this to somebody. I work at a sports bar, if you don't know. It's sidelines in there. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of overlap with Gulf Breeze students, Navarre students, that kind of thing. And I mentioned Lighthouse, and I thought that was just a place people went to play sports.
Right.
But now with the accreditation, you can expand to where it's a
General
real college
student body. General student body.
Right.
And you know.
Oh, well, and your stands are already full on Saturdays.
Oh, I know, and then we want to
Even
add
help.
more.
Sure, of course.
You know,
of course.
and then that's gonna happen. So it just turns it into something now that's a little bigger than just playing football.
Right.
Because we've added golf, we have
Right.
baseball,
Right.
all right?
Right.
We have basketball,
Mm-hmm.
all right. We have football, and now we've added men's golf.
There you go.
And then the next step's going to be ladies flag football.
Awesome.
College flag football.
That's the fastest growing thing in the country right now. is
Oh,
flag football.
absolutely. There's no doubt. It's
Right.
it's taking over.
Right. And it's an easy sport to watch.
Sure.
I got an offensive coordinator over here that drops some plays for flag football.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There's no doubt, man.
No doubt. We're going to talk to him in a minute. So let's walk around a little bit more and get a little bit more look on this field. Now, I'm trying to think. We're going to upgrade that area over there where you have the concessions and all that. You're going to make a
Yes.
little area for seating and all. So when they come to these ball games,
Yes, sir.
you know, during the half, before the
Yeah.
game, after the game, you can sit down with you guys serve up pretty good barbecue sandwiches here.
Yeah.
Sit
yeah.
down, eat, enjoy yourself. It could be a little bit more quaint. I guess would be the right word.
Sure. Exactly.
And
And don't forget our tent city.
Tent
All
City.
this area all from way down there.
Yeah.
Our fans come and they set up their tents.
Right. I was so surprised last year at how many people wind up here on Saturdays.
Uh-huh.
And then
No,
I
I
started
agree.
thinking about it. I was like, well, wait a minute. You got players from Mobile, players from Pensacola, players
Right.
from Freeport, players from Navarre. You have players from the area, and
Sure.
they have families.
Yeah.
And then if they got a couple of friends, boom. It doesn't take much to make it feel like a really fun vibe, which is what you have here on Saturdays.
Oh, it's fun vibe, and you add to that too as well. You do a great job.
Thank you very much.
As our announcer, and I got to tell you that the other thing is that we want to expand this college to a general student body. That's what we
Right.
just talked about, right?
Right.
At the same time, we're dedicated to the fact we don't want you to leave here with a mountain of debt.
Right.
You know, I don't want to call names, but there's 2 schools in Montgomery, you know, that are big time schools, and they go and they do stuff, but it's like $30,000 a year to go to school there.
Correct. It's okay. The price of an education currently is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And the tricky thing the funny thing about that, it may be a good thing for Lighthouse College and colleges that are
right.
similar to you, is that you can literally start up a widgets business
Yeah.
with your phone
Yeah.
and a knife.
Exactly.
Right? And
Yeah.
so you don't, it doesn't require a Harvard degree, nothing against FSU, Florida.
No, I know.
It doesn't require
No.
those things to learn
Right.
how to get a baseline to go out into the world
Sure.
and attack and try to make a way for yourself like you did at one time.
I mean, our founder, Dr. Johannes, I mean, she is an accomplished businesswoman.
Right.
I mean, she's one of the leading sellers of real estate up and down through the 98 area here.
Uh-huh.
And she teaches one of our courses in
Right.
business and in finance and in all of those type things that you can go, like you said, to start a new company, start your own business.
Right.
And you're going to do it for like $8,000 a year instead of $30,000 a year.
Correct. And this is a great commercial for that.
Oh, sure, absolutely. We want to be a part of that, to draw people in, you know, to have great fans. We've developed a really good backing.
Yeah.
This whole campus here
Mm-hmm.
will end up being nothing but college a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll use a lot of it for housing and that kind of stuff, but the one thing we are adding this year is we're adding a computer lab for all of our students, not
Right.
just football, for basketball, for baseball, golf, all those guys and ladies that get involved. So we'll have a computer room there where they come in, because just to remind people, we're an all online college,
Right.
and that's spreading all over the country now.
Correct. That's convenient too.
Yeah.
And you, like you said, spread all. Like if you pull up your YouTube, you're going to get 3 ads that say, "I got my degree at blah blah blah
Yeah,
state," and
exactly.
it's on. Like you said,
It's
it's online.
online.
But the bottom line though, when you're accredited now, so when it
Yeah.
says, "Do you have a degree to apply for this?" Well, yes, I do.
Sure, I do.
Right, because they don't ask you if it's a
No
a
doubt.
degree. What people forget that it's great to have a degree in something, but
Right.
also kind of the purpose for a degree
Yeah.
is to let people know that you can stick with something.
You can stick with something.
And nowadays, people know if you got your degree online that you probably worked your way through that. So now they know you stuck with 2 things, right?
Exactly.
Employment and a degree. Well, that's great. Well, why don't we wrap this up real quick,
Let's do
and then
it.
we'll sit down with the
Yeah.
recruiting coordinator and the
Yeah.
offensive coordinator, talk a little bit about what's going on here.
Sounds good to me.
Coach, thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Appreciate
buddy.
you, man. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for watching this episode of Surrounded by Sports. Thank you to our sponsors, Faust Builders, McCrory Homes, DNS Enterprises, Coastal Landscaping, FFS Roofing and Construction LLC, MEG Financial, Warren Averett, Sideline Sports Bar and Restaurant, and Campbell Football Evaluations. These wonderful companies have come on board and allowed me to chase knowledge wherever I can find it, to try to figure out where life and sport intersect, how our community is striving to ensure a positive future by teaching folks how to maximize themselves inside the larger group. Please like, subscribe, and comment to these videos, and follow us on X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, where I can kind of dig in and highlight a more varied group of things and spotlight some of these kids as much as possible, and any kind of content I can figure out that hopefully will entertain you a little bit. Get involved by messaging me through any of these social media formats, and I will try to get back with you. Let me know if you have ideas of shows I could do or something I might want to cover. If I have the time, which time is always limited, it's the most precious commodity we have. If I have the time, I'll try to help out. Thank you again, and back to the show. All right, we are back here at the offices of Lighthouse Christian College. I am here with, of course, Coach Dave Wilson, Troy Fountain, and Sam Satterwhite. Troy Fountain is the recruiting coordinator, correct? And you were a first year. Were you here the first year?
Yes, sir.
He played for us
I played
for
the
their
first
first
year.
Okay. All right. You played in Memphis for 2 years before that.
Kansas. I was in Kansas for 3 years.
I got that completely wrong. You were in Kansas for 3 years. Okay, and then you shot down here.
Yes, sir. So, so I was at Kansas Western for 3 years. Came down here for my senior year, and it was Lighthouse's first year. We had a great year. Our first year really kind of set the tone for where we wanted to go with the program. And then year 2, Coach Wilson took over as head coach, and was lucky enough he let me up on the staff, and I was assistant O-line coach. And then this past year in the spring, took over as the O-line coach.
Right, because Dennis has gotten really busy as a lawyer.
He's gotten busy. I gotta tell you, Dennis is all for us. He's actually now on our board of directors.
Yeah,
here with Lighthouse.
He's a good man.
And he's a good man, and whenever we need something, I mean, he's available. Now, and he comes out to practices, and of course, the more eyes you have on the offensive line, the better you're going to be as a staff.
Right. All right, now, Sam Satterwhite. We've known each other a little while, about a year.
Yes, sir, about a year.
I was wanting to sit down with you a long time ago to talk offense, and I think that'll be at a later date. But I still want to do it. Yeah.
Always. Doors are open. Come on. I love to talk about it. Anytime you want to come by and talk, and that's anybody around. Would love to talk football anytime.
Now, tell me, what's your path to get here?
Okay, so my path was, just playing high school right there in Mobile, Alabama. At McGill-Tulane. It was, at the time, a really good high school. We were going to state championships, and then tearing my ACL my senior year, decided I wanted to get into coaching. So I went up to Alabama and just became a student assistant for the past 4 years. And after that, first year coaching was the first year here at Lighthouse Football. I was the quarterback's coach while Coach Wilson was showing me the ropes on offense. And then when he took over as head coach, I got promoted as offensive coordinator.
Good deal.
Absolutely.
Were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. well, I mean.
Of course, he did work for a pretty good coach, for Coach Saban.
Yeah.
So that knowledge and everything is very helpful as well.
Sure. Counting you, that's a pretty great pedigree, right?
Well, that's a lot of years.
Okay, now I got you guys here. I've seen you before, like on the sidelines of games. You know, you're watching players and see what you're looking for. Yep. As a recruiting coordinator, it's got to be okay. First of all, you have. I'm assuming you want a lot of turnover. How many guys did you have go play somewhere else after last year's successful season?
So far, from that group, there's 4 of them that have really done good things, and one of them that we're most proud of, we lost our best defensive lineman in Paul Gatley.
Right.
He had signed with Shorter College, but now Florida A&M has taken him with them.
Wow.
And so, he's moving up that ladder. But, I mean, he was here working out with us last Friday, and he's a great example of what you can do and how you can move up.
Right.
And so, but then we got others that are out there. JJ is up at Memphis. We got one at Akron. At Akron. We got one at New Mexico Military. And then we got coaches chasing our guys right now. And I think our guys are seeing the value in putting another year in with us to prepare them for, higher competitions and that kind of thing.
Well, in other sports, it was never uncommon for a high school senior that might be struggling in this area of everywhere from grade to size. Right. To go to like a school that's not quite a college. What do you call it? It's a
like prep school.
Prep school.
Yeah.
Prep school. I'm sorry, spaced it. It wasn't uncommon at all. But that didn't really. Football wasn't really a thing for that. But here and now that you're accredited, it's even better, right?
Sure.
It's not just prep schoolish. It's like legitimizes you in a different way. But what are you looking for? Like, when you go watch a player on the sideline, are you looking for? Because there's like some guys okay, I probably can't get that guy.
Right.
So where are you looking? Are you looking at the whole thing and then evaluating each? How do you?
Oh, yeah. When we go out to games every single Friday night all around, we've gone to Milton, all the great programs around here, just all the good talent around here. We make sure that we go out and we see the guys. But the first thing I always want to see out of a player is, first his attitude and his toughness. I want to, if I'm going to go to recruit a kid, I want to make sure that when he's on the field, he's giving it all and he's listening to every part of coaching. That's one big thing, and body language is a lot of things you can learn on the field. So once you check those, boxes, then we can go look at the talent of the player and seeing whether our level, because there's a lot of guys that get looked over, so many schools now are looking for college guys to transfer in that it leaves a lot of guys open out of the high school level to be recruited. And a lot of those guys are just undersized guys from right here in this area that, could play a ton of football, just need a lot more reps at a college level and a lot more experience doing that thing. So those are some of the things we'll look for.
Yeah, it's funny. I was at a baseball thing last weekend, and a kid that plays at a smaller college he just straight out said, he said, I have to get a D1 body.
Mm-hmm.
I have to, and he's a baseball player. He's got it. So, offensive lineman, that goes to the nth, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's the hottest commodity in all of football. I don't care from pros down to peewee, is that you've got to have offensive linemen, and we'll take any of them that have been a part of the offensive line and help them develop. Defensive line, that's another hot commodity, and you've seen that over the years now in the NFL draft. Mm-hmm. Who's going? It's the big guys. You used to not see big guys at all go in the NFL draft. Now then, they're probably the most important part of the team.
Well, you knew as a coach, and you knew as a lineman. I think you were a quarterback,
yes,
right? So of course you knew as well. Okay, defensive ends take pay cuts in order to get good offensive linemen. Quarterbacks do.
Absolutely.
Right? Because they want to stand upright.
Exactly.
Without standing upright, none of this works. And also, if you can knock him down, nothing they're going to call works, right? Mm-hmm. So, now as recruiting coordinator, how does this work with y'all? Do you say, go get him, or?
It's a team effort. Yeah. It's always, reaching out to guys, working back and forth with figuring out guys. If he sees a guy first, he'll send him to me. If I see a guy first, I'll send it to him. And we're just always working as a team. And same with every position coach. Every time you see a player, you want to see it, if the position coach likes that sort of guy before we go into recruiting them real heavy. So it's a team collaborated effort with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Is it a huge advantage for you to have gone to school here when you're talking to them, because you can tell them what the real experience is?
Yeah, sir, 100%. Because, it's just such a different perspective to be around with guys that, whenever I got a player for a year, like whenever I'm telling them, how it is living in the houses and getting up in the morning, when I got to really experience it as a player, you're just way easier to kind of connect with them. Right. Yeah, sir.
And recruiting's connecting.
Oh, there's no doubt. It's still a relationship game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel for all of my former friends that are recruiting coordinators on the college level, because they're saddled with, am I taking a really good high school player, or am I taking an experienced player out of the portal?
Right.
And there's a lot of pressure on those guys.
Well, I don't like to poo-poo things at all, but with the NIL being involved, you're going to a booster, and he's going to give you money.
Right.
And the term Moneyball in baseball was utilized by Billy Beane deciding that if I draft a kid out of one of the things he did was if I draft a kid out of college, I won't miss. Right. So I'm not wasting money. There was the whole pitch count and all that mess. But the bottom line was I went and took Tim Hudson and I went and took Zeal because I saw one pitch at USC and one pitch at Auburn, and I know what they can do against grown men with aluminum bats.
There you go. Yeah.
I've seen them live out on their own before.
Yeah.
And again, now you're talking about paying college kids. Well, if I've seen him play, even if it was at a smaller school, I've seen him live on his own. Mm-hmm. I've seen him develop. I know what he can do against a higher level competition. Sure. A lot of times, an offensive lineman that's pretty good, he may not play a guy that's difficult for him to handle, but a couple times a year. So you don't know what his stick-to-itiveness is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And just being around, a college program. So many of these kids come in 18, 19 years old, have so much room to grow that they didn't even know was possible. Right. And just picking up on new, college, offensive things and picking up on plays and all, getting used to that sort of thing, because there's some kids that'll just be a small offensive lineman that's only played wing T 1A ball,
right
and a coach wants to come in and see if he can play a certain position in spread offense and do that sort of thing at more college level. When you come here, you can get that sort of game tape that another college would want to see.
Exactly. And do you tweak your offense knowing that this like obviously game to game, you're tweaking your offense for whatever's coming at you. But in the offseason, are you thinking to make this advantageous for me to bring kids in and then funnel them into another program, my offense might need to look like this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, always. It's always evolving. It's always trying to keep up with the times. It's just, to me, it's just like trends. You just got to be on it, be keeping up with college football and who's scoring, who's averaging the most points, and just keeping up with those sort of things is great because our players just love doing that sort of stuff.
Right.
If they see something, on NFL Sunday, they are the first people to come in on Monday and say, hey, Coach Sam, we got to start running this stuff. So it's fun when you get the excitement out of the kids when you do that sort of stuff. It's just keeping it simplest for them at the same time with how much turnover we get at this level. So It's a good balance of both.
And, KP, from an old soul, okay, it's about getting the ball in your playmakers' hands. We've got fabulous playmakers here at Lighthouse Christian College, and I've seen them for years, my years in high school and all that stuff up and down this strip, and just to sit there and say, okay, yeah, that's a playmaker. I don't care what his measurables are, all that kind of stuff. I said, hey, he can play the game, he's coachable, he's tough, boom, let's develop him.
Do you remember, I know you actually worked with Coach Ballard, right? You worked with Jackie Sherrill. Obviously, good play was to hand it to Tony Dorsett. You worked with Chan Gailey, great plays against the ball to Calvin Johnson, right?
Exactly.
There was, when Florida State lost to Tennessee in the national championship game, Peter Warwick was on the sideline, and they made a big deal out of him not getting the ball. When the game was over, reportedly, Bowden went to Rick and said, so why did Pete only get like 4 ball thrown his way 4 times or whatever? And he said, well, they were doing this and this and this, and so I thought we would do this, that, the other, and use him as a distraction. And he said, okay. And so the next year, there was a box to the right of his play sheet. And he said, what's that for? He said, well, that box is for every time Peter touches the ball.
Exactly.
And I'm going to want 12 scratches in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're snapping the ball to him directly. They're running reverses.
There's some that, there's some of that goes on with us.
Sure.
A little bit. And on the sidelines, the only things that I try to approach on the sidelines is who's in the game. Because I remember when I was at Florida State and I was working for Mickey Andrews on the defense, he'd always see Coach Bowden coming down the sidelines. And he knew the question he was going to ask. He was going to say, Mickey, you got your best players in the game?
Simple enough. Get him in there.
Coach Andrews would say, go head him off. I got this. You go head him off. So I'd go down and head Coach Bowden off in a different direction, get him on a different subject, and then here we would go. But, the things that I do as well is sticking with the guys that we know can get done what we need to get done. What's the situation right now? Is it 3rd and half yard? I know I'm giving it to number 6.
Right.
Is it 3rd and 20? Well, I know that Kobe Donnelly can get open. I know that Comantre Current can get open. And those type things. So you play that type of game with it on the sidelines. I do more on defense nowadays, asking, why is he in there? I'm sorry, but
I get it.
This is a tough situation.
Well, also, though, too, I would think at this level, it's easier to find guys that are good with the ball in their hands than to DBs. That's a pretty unique talent, and you have to scheme to figure out the way that all meshes and all that, which we'll probably get into that more as we go down the road on this stuff. We'll be back real quick though as we wrap. I assume we are excited about the year coming in. Well, I came to a practice or two. I don't know, it seems like it was yesterday, but it probably was 2 months ago.
But
but you were telling me about the talent level, and you feel like it hasn't plateaued here. It's actually increased. Is that right?
Exactly. In this area, I've always believed that this area from Mobile all the way down to Destin to Panama City, and then we go hand pick some guys from South Carolina. We've got a pretty large Louisiana connection right now. and then from South Alabama, a couple from North Alabama, that kind of stuff. But I always pick areas to where I know that their players are coachable, that take coaching well, and understand that we're trying to make you better. And so from being in this area right here, I mean, there's all kinds of them here. And if they'll buy into the program, then you got something you can work with.
You got an opportunity to continue to grow.
Absolutely.
Here and elsewhere.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're trying to do. Okay, thank you so much, folks, for watching. That's Dave Wilson. This is Sam Satterwhite. This is Troy Fountain. I appreciate you watching, and we'll be back with you off and on all year. Appreciate you now. Good?
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, buddy.
Cool.
Yeah, appreciate it coming by.
Yeah.